Oh. Oh, feels the same. Feels all right. Latvia didn't end as we all wanted. It was heartbreaking. Everybody had this feeling there's still something what we need to do. The story hasn't finished. And now it's a month and we are back in the game.
I think the whole team is behind Martins. What he achieved in those other two rallies was quite incredible.
How was that?
Was good. Just on the slow corners, when you go on troll, it feels like the rear is
Overpowering the front.
Yeah.
I really want to see him have another chance. You want to throw him into a scenario that is uncomfortable for him in some ways and see how he reacts.
Feeling-wise, of course, you can do more and more runs.
Today, my thing was getting you back in the seat, getting a good feeling going forward to Chile.
Yeah.
Chile is a perfect opportunity for him to show that on a very new event with no experience outside of Europe, he's got all the building blocks to make him into a full-time Rally 1 driver.
Rally Chile is towards the end of the year. It's an exciting event. The weather throws up all sorts of difficulties. The concentration levels required are enormous, enormous. The roads are relatively technical, not a lot of room for error. We've seen some massive accidents there in the past. It's a long, long way to go for a team and for all the people within that team to make a mistake and end up not getting the result that you want.
The budgetary challenge is one that's always there for M Sport. Have you managed to secure your budget for next year?
No, still plenty of discussions going on. Every year it's difficult when we're in this position. The minute you get to September onwards, you're thinking about, right, what about next year? What are we going to do to get the required budget? How are we going to keep the drivers we want? It's now nearly October and yet to have one concrete piece of funding in place. It's coming to a crunch point, but hopefully we can get some answers pretty soon and get moving.
A lot of people talking about the battle of the young guns. We're coming towards the end of the season. What are we looking at for 2025?
I'm just here doing this rally. And again, you are like asking what I'll do next. I don't know.
Martins knows Rally Poland and Latvia very well. This is a new challenge for Martins because it's a new rally. He doesn't know what he's in for, so that'll be the big challenge for him. For Gregoire, it hasn't been the perfect year. Chile's quite an important weekend for him because he has done the rally before, so I think there's maybe a little bit of pressure on Gregoire's shoulders to put in a good performance in Chile and show that he's worth investing in going into 2025.
It's a new rally for the young drivers like me, like Sami, like Martin, so it's nice also to see their pace when it's new rallies that they don't know. It's end of the season, so everybody wants to drive for next year.
Here they are, the three M Sport Pumas making their way onto the stage.
That was my friend. Okay? Yeah.
I think having a bit of inter-competition between drivers in the team in the same cars is healthy. You don't want to fall into a sense of thinking, well, I'm safe, I'm going to be there next year. We're getting to that point in the season where they start to come and say, what do you think might happen next year? And they want to know that their career's continuing and their chances to shine at the top is still there. And it's a very difficult situation to be able to say to them, I can't tell you at the moment.
It's going to be really interesting to see what Martin Seth can do this weekend. It's brilliant to see him back, but there's a lot of pressure on that young man's shoulders.
Lots of preparation for me because it's first time here. Here, I would say the challenge is that the rally is new, everything is new, so have to be 100% focused. That's why I'm going through and through it to just make it close to perfect, so that I have less stress during the rally, because I know that the pace notes are good. We have this opportunity. We don't know what's gonna come next. There is this added pressure. Let's live this for 110% because it can be our last opportunity.
The WRC goes long haul. We've arrived, Chile, South America. With just 3 rallies left, the battle for the championship continues this weekend between long-term rivals Thierry Neuville, Seb Ogier and Ott Tanak. And it's also a big weekend for M Sport, with 3 young drivers who will all be keen to impress.
See how Thierry copes with the pressure. Every time I see him, he never looks quite confident on the first morning. Huh?
I think you have the pressure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cold.
Morning. Morning, boss. You okay?
Yeah.
It hasn't started yet.
Yeah. But this is the worst thing about it, is that wait, and then bang, all goes.
Today it will be challenging because it's like fast and narrow, and yeah, it'll just be rough.
The first thing's getting through the first morning, and then we'll go from there.
Stage 3 is next up for us. The longest stage we see out there today, 23.32 kilometers in length. One of the feedbacks from the drivers last year was a very low grip across most of the stage here. So let's see how they fare this time around. Really delighted to see Martin Cescs here in Chile for his what will be 3rd opportunity now in a Rally 1 car.
Now it's again an opportunity to prove ourselves. We have to stay on the road, finish all the stages, be consistent. If we succeed, then might be that there is some other chances. Chile could be like the turning point.
Oh no, that's a big impact for Martins.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Fuck, he went hard into there. Yeah, that's punctured.
Bummer.
You just saw Martin Cescs clip a bank, and now he's stopped 11.2 kilometers into the stage, changing a wheel.
There's something else going on, Bex, because you'd expect this to be quicker.
Whether that's what's causing him to squirrel around, he's got a rear left puncher as well. Because he's only got 1 spare, hasn't he?
See the way the front of the car's kind of washing around? At the end of the stage, we'll be able to see exactly what's going on.
Oh, Martins, I'm so sorry. A bit of a drama in there. I know you've stopped to change 1 wheel. The left rear's off as well. Just talk us through what's gone on in there.
Yeah, I got caught in this loose gravel, and we hit the bank. So yeah, I think it's a double puncture. We don't have the 2nd spare, so it's a big trouble now.
So, well, good luck getting back to service. It looks pretty nasty.
Thank you.
Oh, that is gutting for Cescs, and so early on in the rally. Let's hope he can turn it around and make it to the next stage on time.
If he carries on like that, he'd have to retire for the day.
Hello, Martins. I would try and come back slowly on that puncture. What's the crack with that tyre?
Does it rotate? Yeah.
Well, it does rotate.
It's fine as it is.
Well, I've told him to stop coming back.
If you hit a bank like that and get 2 punctures at the same time, it's the worst case scenario. So he's only carrying 1 spare, because in general we wouldn't need 2 spares here. It's going to be a big challenge to drive back 130 kilometres with a flat tyre. It's disappointing to see a mistake quite early on in the rally, but now this is the exact test of wanting to see how he reacts to something like this.
There he is, right there. That's him right there. He's still trying.
to check in this minute.
Yeah. And you won't make it in 30 minutes, will you? So, hard luck, mate.
Yeah.
Right, we'll get you some tyres, eh?
4 minutes ago, we had to check in time control, and we are like 70 kilometers from there. You can only be late for 15 minutes, so it was impossible to make it on 3 wheels. So yeah, we can just continue tomorrow.
He'll be disappointed that he's made a mistake, but if he makes an error, but he can just process it, be positive and move on, it means he can then keep performing at his best, where, you know, if you do a mistake and it plays on your mind, it's going to affect the performance throughout. Disappointing, long way to come to get put out because of bloody tyres.
Everybody said the same. You get good grip, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
Yeah, I went a little bit off final. It just went like, yeah. Sorry again.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
We just get back on it again.
Yeah.
And start setting some times tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
First tried it, of course. You know, when you make a mistake, you're just sorry to others because, yeah, they've been all working and getting everything right, and it was just my experience in this kind of rally and in this kind of road.
Welcome back, everyone, to this afternoon's stages at Rally Chile Bio. Toyota's Elvin Evans leads the rally with Kalle Rovanperä in second position and Sami Pairi in third after a really strong morning. M Sport Ford's Gregoire Munster is in fourth position, and he's had a solid start to the rally, responding well to his issues in Greece. And we kickstart the afternoon with championship leader Thierry Neuville and Martijn Vierdager, who will be first on the road. Adrian Formeau is up now, and he won't be distracted by what's gone on in the M Sport camp this morning. His head will be solely on his own race. So Formeau completes then, and that is fourth fastest through, which puts him fourth in the overall standings, just 1.5 seconds off a podium position.
Reliability is so key. Adrian wants to be competing at the sharp end of the championship, and both M Sport and he need this car to be competitive.
Hello?
That's the thing that it gone off.
The alternator belt has gone.
Yeah. I have already removed the fan on the top.
Okay.
But I don't know when I can put the new one.
We're going to go get Gary now to help go through with you. Have you got the new alternator belt out of the car?
Yes.
Okay.
No, yes. I've got the new alternator belt. I just wonder how...
You have to take the power steering pump off.
Du coup, je peux pas remettre la roue. Ouais, tu peux remettre la roue. Okay.
How much time does he have?
I don't know. He's been there a while.
How much time do you have?
That was about 20 minutes.
It looks like Adrian has an issue with his alternator belt. It's a really time-sensitive part of the rally. You know, you only have a certain amount of time to get between the stages, and here it's 20 minutes. It's not going to be easy for him to do, but if he doesn't get it done and checks in to the next control on time, we're going to get time penalties.
You're saying about trying to get the old one back on?
I think that...
Yeah, Adrian, try and get on with putting the old one back on.
How can I get it back in? It's still not moving.
Be very careful with your fingers and jab the starter quickly.
Yeah, it's on.
Formeau has not started the stage. No information yet as to what has caused the delay.
Whatever that problem is, hopefully he can get the car to the end of the day, because he's had not just a great rally so far, but a great year, isn't he?
They have damaged the pipe. Do you think with the tape it can work?
A water pipe?
Yes, water pipe.
There's fucking water coming out of it. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, fuck's sake.
Despite managing to make a fix to the alternator, there's now water leaking out of the coolant system. If that continues, and that would be the end to not only the day, but the whole rally. So he's now got to make another fix to try and get that under control.
These situations are really what test a rally driver.
And the great ones are the ones that are able to deal with these kind of things.
It's 10 seconds for every minute you are late. Right, Pyre's gone through. So he's at least 6 minutes late.
Fourmeau has now made it to the stage, but he's been saddled with a 1-minute time penalty. It's not insurmountable, but he is going to have to put in a shift to make that up, isn't he?
That's such a shame, but listen, it's great work for Adrian to get that car going again. That little Puma hanging on for dear life.
I mean, he's only a tenth slower. Fuck me. Fucking mental. That's quickest out of anyone.
My goodness. If you're not focused on Adrian Fourmeau's driving now, I don't know what you're doing out there.
They all go fast when they're pissed off.
This man here, Adrian Fourmeau, is absolutely in a stunning rhythm, isn't he? Just in that flow state and everything's working for him. He's just getting quicker and quicker through the stage. This whole sport is in your head. The psychological aspect of motorsport is tested in rallying. If you're overthinking it, then you're almost thinking about thinking rather than just getting in the car and driving. Are they able to extract that final 5% or 3%? And that comes from what goes on up here. That pipe is hanging on for dear life, isn't it?
Award of the day to the pipe.
I don't like to see problems, but it's nice to see fastest times. He's definitely pushing. Let's hope it all holds together. Something like that.
It is Ogier who set the fastest time so far. Can we see Adrian Fourmeau beat that time? Yes, we can. 1.8 seconds faster than Sébastien Ogier.
And that is a stage win for Adrian Fourmeau. Superb drive from the Frenchman. What a way to finish off the day. He was sat on the side of the road fixing a water pipe 20 minutes ago, and he's just dominated that stage.
Without that minute penalty, it'd be a second off the lead.
Thanks, Bex.
We had no time. Fixing the car, going the car, refuel, go, put the helmet on, just have a pee and then go.
Maybe this is the best way to approach it, because the times were okay.
Tonight we would be second or third at 1 second from the lead. 1 minute penalty for an alternate tail belt, it's quite frustrating for sure. Tomorrow is going to be difficult. We are now 1 minute down, so we're going to try. We're going to try to do our best.
Adrian was really disappointed, but he switched the head back to fully committed, and that effectively has left him in still a very good position and shown what it takes to be able to continue fighting and basically never let anything affect you.
Let's look at the classifications then come the end of the day. Elfyn Evans sits at the top of the pack, closely followed by Ott Tanak, with Kalle Rovanperä in third. And whilst M Sport's Martin Cesks and Adrian Fourmeau have had a difficult start to the rally, Gregoire Munster has enjoyed one of his best days of the season in fifth. Let's see if he can sustain that great momentum heading into tomorrow.
80 mètres gauche 10, 150 mètres bosse pour gauche 23 à fond.
There is a lot of trust involved in pace note and with the co-driver. We are pushing for seconds, for tenths of seconds. The most recent footage we have of the stage, and so we watch it to have an idea of how fast you can tackle the corners, because when we recce, we are limited at like 80 kilometers per hour. So it's good to watch these to make sure your pace note is good for the rally.
80% of my job is to prepare the rally.
They need a lot of trust in us, not to do something stupid, something wrong.
Droite 20, fini frein, 100 mètres, tac, gauche 35 moins bref.
I think there's going to be fog, I think there's going to be rain, I think there's going to be wind, but not too much. They're going to hit the trifecta.
Greg's approaching this weekend well so far. He's stayed out of trouble, which is exactly what we need. And it seems he's enjoying the driving as well. It's long overdue, just a solid finish. That's exactly what he needs for his career, for his season. Just start building some positive momentum.
Get nice and warm before the stage starts. Car will warm you up. It's great in a rally like this. Anyway, time for you to go.
This could be a big day in the championship. Leader Neuville has the title within his sights, but he is currently sitting in 6th here and needs to keep 8-time world champion Sébastien Ogier and his teammate Ott Tänak at bay. They are both showing good pace today, and the last thing Neuville needs is those two breathing down his neck. After a double puncture put him out of the rally yesterday, Martin Cesx rejoins under restart rules today.
Obviously, he was disappointed with what happened yesterday, but you've got to do this at some point. You've got to open the road. To do it in Chile under these conditions, this is a great learning opportunity for him today.
You have good days, you have bad days, and we had a bad day yesterday. But he's got back on the horse and built himself back up, and let's see what he can do today.
So we've got 4 drivers into the stage right now. Cesx, Ogier, Formeau and Lappi, and it's Formeau who's the fastest man out there at the moment.
M Sport will be watching how Martins reacts to yesterday, and you have to say he has responded really well. Good pace and a positive attitude.
Martin's still living the dream, driving a Rally 1 car in Chile. An added challenge today for you, obviously. You look a little bit disappointed, but there's the smile.
Yeah, no, not disappointed. It's a big learning curve. Of course, yesterday was a big disappointment. Every time you get an opportunity, you want to prove something.
Ogier's got the bit between his teeth here. He'll be really pushing to try and get closer to championship leader Neuville.
Oh, he's run wide there.
Ah, Seb!
I think the front right has failed on that car. The fact that it wouldn't reverse says to me something's failed. I wonder, has he got a front right puncher, and that's beached.
He's very close to the end of the stage.
That's such a disaster.
That is a huge blow to Ogier's championship charge. Neuville's teammate Tänak is now his closest rival.
We have had reports that it is thick fog on this stage.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get disorientated in the fog.
You can barely see anything. This is the difficulty level at the absolute maximum.
The bravest can take real opportunity here.
Solid rally so far for Munster, but he will want to prove how good he really is. Driving in this fog is the ultimate test.
Conditions today are incredibly foggy. It means the relationship between the co-driver and driver is going to be really important. As you lose the visibility, you need even more confidence in the information that you've written down.
Well, it just looks like he's run a bit wide there, didn't he? It's hard to tell whether or not they've made a mistake as the fog is so thick, isn't it?
No idea. Some drivers can adapt really well in these conditions and have that confidence, that ultimate commitment in the toughest condition out there, and others don't. They will back off. You know, the co-driver's calling 3 corners ahead. It's really difficult.
Yeah, the concentration levels are so high now.
Can't see much at all. Normally, you'd want to be looking kind of as far down the road as you can see to set the car up for the next corner, whereas you've almost got to drive in a more reactive way, except you want to trust the notes as much as you can. I mean, particularly you look in this section where there's a couple of jumps. They go over the jump, complete whiteout.
You know, for some of our younger drivers like Cesx, like Pyrie, like Munster, this is a proper learning curve stage.
This is amazing stuff from Gregoire Munster and Louis Luca here. Superb run. That is the 3rd fastest time. 10.3 seconds off the pace.
We got a rally on our hands, Bex, because the gaps have come right down.
Greg, by the looks of things, the fog's getting even heavier in there. How did you find that stage?
Yeah, honestly, I never seen something like this in my life, so
I just didn't want to risk anything because you're just driving blind, and if I put it in the ditch for just trying to beat the fog, it's just stupid. So, yeah, at least we are here.
Was a bit lucky there.
So you've seen some really tough conditions out there today, very low visibility. So to be on the pace is really impressive, and that's exactly the kind of thing we're looking for. Greece was a bit of a low point, and I think he's bounced back quite well. He's come into Chile with a really good attitude, and that shows good mental strength, and is a really important quality to have. So it's been good to see.
It's difficult to describe because basically you don't see further than 20 meters or something. We did a very good first day. Now in tricky condition, we managed to do well as well. We know this year has been not the best, but it's also been a great learning experience. Unless you are world champion, your place is never secured. So you need to do well on the events, and then you see later on what happens.
Greg's come into this rally with a difficult challenge, but he's done incredibly well. The conditions have been really difficult, yet he's still set some really good times. You know, the first day was fantastic, and his performances, stage times on these foggy stages have been really good. He seems to like it the harder the conditions are, so, I mean, that's a good skill to have. But, you know, we've still got a bit more work to do the rest of the season to keep proving his point.
Not quite the position he was hoping for, but a solid performance from Fourmaux here, finishing the rally in 5th overall. Where will he be next year, Bex? Who knows? One thing is for sure, that boy has a bright future.
I'm really happy how we managed the rally with Alex. This is really positive. It's just really annoying that, like in Sardinia, the car let us down. So yeah, we have 1 minute penalty. We would be in better position yesterday, so we could have been in the fight for a good result, like even the win. So now we are almost at the end of the season. I'm still waiting for the offer. It's taking a lot of time, so that's really frustrating.
Wow, what an eventful weekend it's been. It looks like Tanak will take a podium position for the 2nd year in a row here, behind Evans and rally winner Kalle Rovanperä. Tanak is now within touching distance of Thierry Neuville for this year's championship title. It will be all to play for at the Central European Rally.
It's time to celebrate!
M-Sport may not have secured a place on the podium here in Chile, but I'm sure they've learned a hell of a lot about their drivers this weekend, as the all-important decision as to who will secure a seat in next year's World Rally Championship fast approaches.
The whole point in this, to show these youngsters there's so much complexity to being successful in this sport. It's not just about 1 or 2 good results, it's years of training to get good at that top level. M-Sport is renowned for bringing younger drivers through and giving them a good start to their journey, and it's often the route we have to take with the budget available. Martins came in with a lot of confidence, but a small mistake cost him dearly very early into the rally. He's kept his head as high as possible. He's done everything he could have and everything I'd hoped of over these events to show, you know, why he should be in contention for next season.
Very difficult weekend. Here was more about the experience and different conditions, and there's still a long way to go to be permanent at the top, guys, but this is our 3rd rally, most of them doing this rally for the 3rd time, where you're never sure about your future until you're sure. Hopefully we'll have some talks, but I've never been in a situation like this. So I don't know if I have to call, or Rich will call me, or how it's gonna happen. Who's asking on the date is paying. So basically, I'll just wait for Rich.
Motorsport is born around excuses.
If I do more, I'm gonna crash.
What?
Keep positive, just stay calm.
Fucking exhaust is off.
Every day's a school day.
We don't know what's happening next year. Hopefully there'll be some rallying.
The longer this goes on, the more frustrated and pissed off Adrian's going to end up with us.
It's a big story and I'm just closing now.